Hello, everybody. Hi. Are you ready for the party? Good, good. So welcome to NJCU. Oh, sorry, we start, Paul. You told me to tell you, sorry. Welcome to NJCU Department of Counselor Education graduation ceremony. It was a long journey for you to take, but you finally made it. So congratulations. And woo! Woo! Yeah! Love that. So before we start the ceremony, I just want to send our thank you to all the behind the scene stuff. Actually, we kind of forgot. It's easy to just log in and go to Zoom link and then say hi to everybody and then Zoom, log out. But having actual in-person event takes way more work and require more support and collaboration from a lot of different departments, such as Dean's Office and IT. Paul is doing live streaming, and student campus life, they organized the chair for us and set a stage. So we just want to say thank you for making this graduation ceremony happen. So thank you very much.
Good afternoon, graduates. It's such a pleasure to see all of you after 2 years of seeing you on the screen. It is exciting to be in person yet again. So I want to say first and foremost, congratulations, you made it. This is usually the best day of my career, in the sense that I get to see you are the product of what we've been doing for the last 2 years, 3 years, for some 4 years. And so the culmination of your hard work is this great day. And so for that reason, you should be very proud of yourself. And we've come through a very challenging time, 2 years of pandemic. And yet you have shown your resiliency, your commitment, and that's the reason why you are here. So you should give yourself a big, big, big clap. I want to honor those of you who are actually the very first to graduate with a master's degree in your family. I can only imagine how proud your family is. And so, again, I want to say congratulations and thank you to all the family members, the friends that have come to accompany you to celebrate your success. We want to say buckle up, relax, and enjoy. This is your day.
Congratulations, graduates. It's been a journey, ups and downs, like any good journey has, though. But you're here, you made it, and so congratulations. We're going to shift gears a little bit. It's a real honor to have the dean of our school, the School of Education, with us. Her presence means a lot and speaks volumes. It is a picture of her support for us, and we're really thankful that she is such a so supportive of our program and such an advocate of our program. Even the short time she's been working with us has been tremendous, shown so much initiative and interest in our program. And even though U.S. students may have not interacted with her as much as we faculty have, trust me when I say that any program and its health and quality is really dependent on upper administration. And to have someone like our dean behind us, we're really grateful. So if you could join me and give a warm welcome to the dean, Dr. Donna Burrell.
Thank you so much, and I'm going to echo just how wonderful it is to be in this space and to be able to celebrate with you. So thank you so much for being here and having us be a part of this point where you're marking this very special moment in your professional journey. In the midst of your celebrations this week and next, I encourage you to use this time to reflect. Think about the ways your program and your faculty have prepared you to serve others. As you mark this occasion and your very important and hard work, I'd like to share a quote with you. It's a quote I found early in my career as a teacher. The author is Dwayne Heubner. Dr. Heubner was a prominent curriculum theorist in the 70s and 80s. He wrote essays like The Capacity for Wonder in Education, or Curriculum as Concern for Man's Temporality. For Heubner, curriculum was not something that you write in a lesson plan or that you see on a syllabus, but curriculum is the shared lived experience. And this quote was so important to me when I encountered it as an elementary school teacher that I printed it on parchment paper and framed it. And from that point on, it was always above my desk, whether I was teaching elementary school, middle school, or I was a school administrator. And here it is. Think of it. There, standing before the educator, is a being partially hidden in the cloud of unknowing. For centuries, the poet has sung of her near infinitudes. The theologian has preached of his depravity and hinted at his participation in the divine. The philosopher has struggled to encompass her in their systems, only to have her repeatedly escape. The novelist and dramatist have captured his fleeting moments in never-to-be-forgotten aesthetic forms. And the person engaged in curriculum has the temerity to reduce this being to a single term, learner. As a teacher and later as an administrator, I had the incredible honor of serving 20, sometimes 120, and sometimes 1,200 individuals on a daily basis. Each of them was marvelously complex. They were beings partially hidden in the cloud of unknowing. In those roles, it was very easy to simply see the learner, the troublemaker, the comic, or even the parent. But at what cost do we reduce those with whom we have the honor of serving? Sir Ken Robinson once shared a story about a woman he met, Gillian Lynn. When she was a child, her school told her parents that they thought she had a learning disorder. She couldn't attend in class, her work was often late, and she was disrupting others. Her parents took her to a specialist, and after listening to her mother describe the problems Gillian was having, he asked the mother to come with him. He asked Gillian to stay in his office, and on the way out, he turned on his radio. And from the distance, the specialist and this mother saw Gillian stand up and begin to move with the music. The specialist turned to the mother and said, "Your child is not sick. Your child is a dancer." And the mother enrolled Gillian in every dance class she could. Ultimately, Gillian graduated from the Royal Ballet School. She opened up a studio and later was known famously for having choreographed both Cats and Phantom of the Opera. What in the world would we have lost if Gillian had been always reduced to that single term, learner? Now, let's take another look at that quote, but we're going to change it up a little bit for you because I think it's even more applicable to the service you are about to engage in, right? Think of it. There, standing before the counselor, is a being partially hidden in a cloud of unknowing. For centuries, the poet has sung of her near infinitudes. The theologian has preached of his depravity and hinted at his participation in the divine. The philosopher has struggled to encompass her in their systems, only to have her repeatedly escape. The novelist and dramatist have captured his fleeting moments in never-to-be-forgotten aesthetic forms. And the person engaged in counseling has the temerity to reduce this being to a single term, student. And the person engaged in counseling has the temerity to reduce this being to a single term, mother. And the person engaged in counseling has the temerity to reduce this being to a single term, addict. As you go forward and as you serve, please embrace the fact that everyone you encounter is partially hidden in the cloud of unknowing. Resist the urge to reduce them to that one thing that might fit conveniently in your notes, but fails to capture their wonderful complexity. Again, congratulations. We are so proud of you, and we cannot wait to see the impact you will have on those whom you serve. Thank you.
So it is my honor to introduce the president of New Jersey Counseling Association, Dr. Maria del Carmen Rodriguez. So she graduated from New York University, and she served as a full-time faculty of the Department of Counselor Education at Kean University for almost 3 decades, from which she retired in 2021, which I didn't know. Congratulations. So her research examined folk healers' role in progressive mental health care and culturally inclusive leadership. And in her work, she highlights the need of holistic healing. Her counseling pedagogy asserts that trainees have the capacity for critical consciousness with encouragement, gentle questioning, and hands-on activities. Trainees may develop knowledge, skills, and dispositions to creatively figure out how to best serve the needs of all clients, especially those marginalized in social circumstances. The end goal of her work is to directly empower trainees and students and indirectly empower their clients so that all achieve their maximum human potentials. She also motivates new professionals and graduate students to be active and participate in university associations, community groups, as well as counseling state and national organizations. So now you graduated from our program, so I highly, highly suggest you be a member of NJCA as a professional member. And I had some opportunities to exchange emails with Dr. Rodriguez, and we were talking about the board a little bit, and then she mentioned, you know, I think we need more AAPI representative in our board. And nobody really taught me that before. And it really, really touched me. And I felt like we are so fortunate to have a leader who is like her, who really cares and promotes diversity in our profession. So please welcome Dr. Rodriguez.
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. Dear administrators, NJCU graduate counseling faculty, graduating class, relatives and friends gathered here today, it is my honor and my pleasure to briefly speak to you at this important ceremony. My most sincere congratulations to the graduates. My greetings also extend to those graduates who could not be here today for different reasons. Your academic success has been possible because of your countless sacrifices, hard work, and absolute powerful determination. NJCU administrators, faculty, staff, relatives, and friends rejoice for your success, and so do I. Before I share my specific message with you, I'd like to pay tribute to the Lenape people, the first inhabitants of the state of New Jersey, in which land we stand today. The native inhabitants of the Americas, including the Lenape people, endure persistent oppression and decimation and the eventual loss of their land, natural resources, and their cultural identity. It is only appropriate to pay tribute to them and thank them for their invaluable contributions to the establishment and the sustenance of this nation. I proudly represent New Jersey Counseling Association at this ceremony. We have about 700 professional counselors and graduate students across the state who are part of our membership. The mission of the organization is to promote counseling, including professional development, public awareness of counseling, as well as confidence and trust in the profession. During my year as president, we dealt with increasingly complex circumstances, both at the global level, the state level, local level, as well as the organizational level. With the input and collaboration of board members, committee chairpersons, and stellar volunteers, almost all of them graduate counseling students, we were able to turn these challenges into opportunities for solidifying our identity as counselors and making a positive impact in the life of our members and the communities we serve. I'd like to give you some examples of those achievements that we have accrued during this 2021-2022 year. We just launched a new modern website. It is a fully interactive website that improves our communication with both members and the community at large. We have forged strategic advocacy alliances with key organizations in the state, such as the New Jersey Business and Industry Association, on behalf of all the members of NJCA. The collective effort spearheaded by these state organizations, the New Jersey Business, Industry, and Business Association, has requested the New Jersey Attorney General to pay attention, to meet with us and discuss what are the problems that the licensing boards present every single day that impede the ease of navigation for the applicants and the prompt response to the inquiries made by the applicants. We coordinated a high-quality state conference back in April with an array of exciting topics and presenters, and we were able to offer this 3-day conference at an extremely affordable price. We coordinated a virtual healing workshop back in October of 2021, which helped those in attendance to continue exploring the social injustices that are faced by our clients that come from different racial and cultural backgrounds. The goal of the workshop was to help counselors update their moral consciousness as well as their practical skills and strategies in response to the persistent racism endured by clients, and especially those who live in most vulnerable social contexts. We promoted community awareness about the counseling as a profession by motivating the town mayor, my town mayor, to declare April Counseling Awareness Month. Because of his interest in counseling and the way I motivated him to do this, he formally proclaimed April as Counseling Awareness Month with all the council members of that town. We have a high school mini mental health fair jointly with the counselors of Westside High School in Newark on March 4th of 2022. Both students and parents joined counselors and board members of NJCA. Students were comfortable enough to share the suffering that they have endured during this pandemic. And this is by far my proudest achievement as NJCA president, It was truly gratifying to see counselors and counseling graduate students extending their skills, compassion, and solidarity to a community that has been truly tested by the pandemic, as well as the complex social economic barriers they face on any given day. There are many other accomplishments that I can talk about today, but I'd rather spend the little left time with a message of hope for you as the graduates of this ceremony. It is definitely true that you're going to step into a highly complex and troubled world. There's no doubt that our world needs every one of you and the talents you embody. The most recent mass shootings of Uvalde, Texas, and Buffalo, New York, serve as evidence of a profound national crisis. Some react to these events by blaming the acts of violence in the perpetrator's level of mental illness or suspected mental illness. Some argue that we need to place more firearms in lay people's hands, and others consider that the best antidote against mass shootings is giving firearms to teachers and have more armed guards at every school. And many ask for more restrictive access to guns, especially AR-15 rifles and ammunition. In the meantime, innocent people die every day, and especially we lose precious children. So what can we do as counselors? A lot. For starters, we need to raise our voices and demand that mental health services are substantially improved in every school. We must demand our public officials to meet with us so that we can be part of a constructive dialogue to find these solutions that we need to this major problem that is not going to be solved by just black and white solutions. It requires gray solutions, complex solutions. Third, we do not give up, and we keep reaching to other professional organizations that share similar goals. By working side by side with the American Counseling Association and other relevant mental health organizations, we can and must develop more socially responsible mental health services for our people. We can do better as a society, and counselors have a major role to play in forging this improved society that we are dreaming about today. I have total faith in you, every one of you, the graduates of NJCU, to make our profession more socially responsible and relevant than what it is today. With your drive, intelligence, creativity, originality, knowledge of social media, optimism, and commitment to social justice, you're going to make us all proud. NJCU 2022 graduating counseling class, bravely embrace your professional identity with integrity and conviction. Never hold back your true essence as a human being. And when in doubt, reach out to colleagues, and especially your beloved counseling faculty for advice. Actively defend the profession and the clients you're going to serve, especially the ones regularly neglected by the status quo. Without a doubt, walk toward. In closing, I leave you with an inspiring quote from one of my favorite authors, a Buddhist scholar. Hope is important because it can make the present moment less difficult to bear. If we believe that tomorrow will be better, we can bear a hardship today. The name of this author is Thich Nhat Hanh. I'd like to end by sharing with you two gifts. I always believe that when people are facing difficult moments like the experience that we just had as a nation and as in the state and all the things that are troubling us every single day, I always believe that we need to tap into cultural resources so that we can find the strength to move forward. So I'd like to end my presentation with two gifts for each one of you. The first one is a poem written by a poet named Alberto Rios. And the title of the poem is, "We Are of a Tribe." We plant seeds in the ground and dreams in the sky, hoping that someday the roots of one will meet the unstretched limbs of the other. It has not happened yet. We share the sky, all of us, the whole world. Together we are a tribe of eyes that look upward, even as we stand on uncertain ground. The earth beneath us move, quiet, wild, its boundaries shifting all the time, its muscles wavering. The dream of sky is indifferent to all of these, impervious to borders, fences, reservations. The sky is our common home, the place we all live. There, we are in the world together. The dream of sky requires no passports. There are not dividing fences. Look up, stay a while. Let your breathing slow. Know that you always have a home here. And the last gift for you is one of the greatest songs ever written by an American composer and musician. So with your indulgence, I'm going to sing the key verses of this song. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Any fool can do it, there's nothing to it. Nobody knows how we got to the top of the hill. But since we're on our way down, we might as well enjoy the ride. The secret of love is in opening up your heart. It's okay to feel afraid, but don't let that stand in your way. 'Cause anyone knows that love is the only road. And since we're only here for a while, might as well show some style. Give me a smile. Isn't it a lovely ride? Sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard. It is just a lovely ride. Now the thing about time is that time is not really real. It is just your point of view. How does it feel for you? Einstein said he could never understand it all. How can we understand it? Planets spinning through space. The smile upon your face, welcome to the human race. Some kind of lovely ride, sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard, it is simply a lovely ride. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Namaste.
Thank you, Dr. Rodriguez. I wish I could sing. And thank you for your wonderful words of encouragement and challenge as well. It's now my honor and pleasure to welcome one of our own, and in actual fact, the latest doctor in the room. Give him a hand of applause. So, Dr. Sadiq Muhammad is an alumni of our program, and this is a way of saying to all of you that are graduating today that you have not reached the end yet. There is still more room to cover. So without much ado, help me welcome Dr. Sadiq to share some nuggets with you that you can take as you continue with your journey. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, I want to thank the faculty for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to speak to my peers. I consider you my peers. It's hard to follow the president and the dean, but I'm going to do my best, you know? Congratulations to each and every one of you graduates. I know from experience the work that was involved And I think it was even more work for you guys because I had the opportunity to sit in the classroom with the professors. From my understanding, most of you guys is going to school virtually, right? Yeah, and I know that's difficult. I wanted to say just a couple of things to you guys, right? Enjoy the day, enjoy next week, enjoy maybe the next month. But when you actually get into the field, it's a lot of work involved. It's definitely a lot of work involved. You guys are needed. You guys are needed. I can't stress the importance of that. You know, the World Health Organization between 2020 and 2021 said that anxiety and depression has increased by 25% worldwide. The same dates, 2020 and 2021, there has been 107 deaths from overdoses just here in the United States. So your work is cut out for you. You know, when I came here, it was only my intentions to get 18 credits so I could get my license as a licensed substance abuse counselor. But when I got here, and with the help of the professors and the students that were here, I decided once I got those 18 credits that I would go on and complete the course, right? And it was actually my second master's. I have a master's in criminal justice, but the master's in counseling, mental health counseling, has actually helped me be a better counselor, a better director, a better senior director, and now in the last stage of my employment, I'm a clinical supervisor working with individuals that need assistance in becoming proficient counselors. You know, it's really a wonderful opportunity to stand here and I share with you, right? I know what you went through to get your master's, right? And I just recently got my doctorate degree December of last year. I want you guys to know that in the next month or so, you can enjoy this. But when you come out there and get ready to go to work, it's always about growth and development. Growth and professional development. It doesn't stop here. To better service those that need your help, you will have to qualify and requalify yourself. When you apply for the LCA, when you go take your NCC, and you pass that test, and some of you will pass it on the very first time, some of you may not, but do not give up. Do not give up. I had a young lady that I was supervising. She just graduated the 13th of this month. She took her test, her NCC, this past Saturday, and she passed it. You know, and I have seen numerous individuals that I supervise go out, they have their own practices. Some work for nonprofit organizations, some work for for-profit organizations. The field is large, the field is great, but there's a lot of work involved. And what I've been doing recently is suggesting to those that I supervise that they specialize in something. Yesterday we had an advisory board meeting, and Dr. Wambu was saying how the school counselor are now going from 48 credits to 60 credits. They're going to take a course in the DSM. This is the book, this is the gold standard that helps individuals learn how to diagnose individuals with mental health problems and substance abuse. And she said that they're offering a class of foundations in addiction. I would suggest to each and every one of you, don't just stay within mental health. We found over the past several years, maybe the past 10 years, that most individuals that have a diagnosis of mental health also has some type of substance abuse. We found that the majority of those individuals that get caught up in substance abuse have a mental health diagnosis. And you want to be proficient and be able to assist them. I remember when I only had what they called a certification as an alcohol and drug counselor. And I worked in community corrections. This is one of my colleagues right there. I worked in community corrections, and these individuals would come from the prison system, and we didn't know at the time, well, I didn't know at the time that the majority of them, the men and women, suffered from some type of trauma. Think about it. Being in the prison system a year, 2 years, 5 years, 15 years, it has to be a traumatic experience. And only being a substance abuse counselor did not give me the experience and the knowledge that I needed to assist these individuals. I say that to say this. Continue your education. Don't stop now. In another year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, I hope all of you will decide to continue in your education, and I can come back and say to you guys, doctor, 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 and you, doctor, specialize in your fields, please. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Sadiq. We are very proud of you. And I do believe that many of us are thinking of that next step. And so if you are, please see us. We're going to guide you because we want more doctors from our program. How about that? Is that a promise? Okay, all right. I'm not getting a lot of yeses there, but anyway, I know you're going to do it. At this point, I have the pleasure to invite our current, well, one of them is already out, but the students that are going to speak on behalf of everybody else. We could have picked all of you, but we can only have one representative, so I'm going to call upon to the stage from the class of fall 2021, I'm going to call upon Rashanti Williams. And okay. And soon after her, I'm going to have Madeline Leon to follow. Welcome.
So they say I only have like 5 minutes, okay? Which we know that 5 minutes is not a long time. And so I want to just double back. When I walked in here today, I became so very, very, very overwhelmed to the point that I started crying when I saw Professor G, and I ran to the bathroom. I said, I got to get some tissue. Not just because I haven't seen them and been in their presence for about 2 years, it seemed like now, but because I remember the awesomeness it was like and the atmospheres that they created in the classroom setting. And so I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is why I could really appreciate our counseling department. Our counseling department is like none other. And I didn't realize, yes, come on, let's give it up. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. And I didn't realize that coming, I'm thinking I'm just coming to learn. I'm coming to work in the community. I'm coming to heal individuals and just do a great work and make an impact in the lives of others. But I didn't realize that they were going to be making an impact in me. And I had so many things that I needed to unpack. I have been dealing with trauma. I have been dealing with rejection. I have been dealing with insecurities. And when I went into this department, I didn't think, oh my gosh, I got to do some work within me. Because in order for you to help other people, you have to do the work within yourself. And that's what I've learned. Thank you. You got to do the work, And here I am, and some of you who may know my story, it took me about almost 20 years to finish my undergraduate degree. And here I find myself in NJCU. I never thought that I would get a what? A master's? What? Get a master's degree? And so I'm forever grateful to this journey and to this experience. And one of the things, and Dr. Townsend, he's really good with, what are your takeaways? What are your takeaways? And I'm like, okay, I'm thinking, and mind you, I have about 8 or 9 pages here of like my speech. But I'm thinking, what are my takeaways? A lot of my takeaways happen through interactions with my professors and interactions with my peers. So for example, one day, something really disgusting happened to me. And I had not seen Professor Ogawa for months. She was one of my first 2 professors, Professor G and Professor Ogawa. I had not seen her in months, and I had toiled. I did not want to go to school or anything that particular day. But when I came on campus, and she was not presently my professor, she looked at me and she said, "What is wrong?" And it was that moment where I realized that you meet clients where they are, but you have to see what's not being said. And that's what I learned. That's what I got from you, Professor O. Professor Wamble, advocacy. For real, you have to be the change that you want to see. And that's what I learned from Professor Wamble. And when she saw me slipping and she had to pull my coattail, I remember you said, LaShante, this is not a rehearsal. And I'm like, okay, Professor, I get it. And she's absolutely right. This is not a rehearsal. When you're dealing with the lives of people, we're not rehearsing, we're not practicing this. This is the real deal. And so you have to take it seriously. Professor A, Agaskar, oh my goodness. I was going through some things and I couldn't understand why. And one day she said, LaShante, have you seen your doctor? And it was at that very moment where I was able to connect women's health with mental health, which is so important. Sometimes people, oh, these women, they so hormonal. No, there's some things that's going on. Maybe we are hormonal, but there's some things that's going on and we got to get it checked out and connect the two, because I was getting sad. I didn't understand what was going on with me. But when you said that, then I realized and went to see my doctor, and there was something going on with me. These are some of my takeaways. Dr. Lynn, oh my goodness, always put together. Always nice and neat. And I remember, Dr. Lynn, you did and I only got 5 minutes, oh my gosh. But I remember we did an exercise in class, and that particular day, I was looking so out of it. Wig wasn't on right, nothing. I ain't had myself together. And this would be the day that Dr. Lynn has all of us grouped together, or we paired up, and I had to pair up with somebody. I love you, my husband, Opeyami Orejoke. No reflection, we didn't meet at this time. But this was one of my peers, Alex, no name, Alex, and I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is really handsome. Why do I look like this today? I'm like, oh my goodness, my shoes, my hair, and he was so kind with, giving me a nice review or observation, but I was like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing, and he had it all put together that day, and I was like, oh wow, but that taught me professionalism at all times, and that you don't have to dress how you feel. And that day I wasn't feeling great, and I looked it. And when you are assessing clients, just like you're assessing them, they're assessing you. And so you taught me that particular day, and I really appreciate that. And now we move on to Dr. Townsend with the addictions. And what I didn't realize that I would be experiencing addictions within my family shortly after having your class. And so, but I was equipped. And I realized during your class that addiction is not just an individual problem. It's a community issue, and in order for that person to really reach recovery, your family has to get involved. But sometimes in our family, even in African American family, we want to kind of keep our distance. You know who the neighborhood crackhead is, and most of the time you see them by themselves, right? Because the family is like, we don't want any dealings. But you taught me it's a family effort, and that's how the person is going to recover. And I'm forever, forever grateful for that. Professor Gannon, I'm telling you, DSM, diagnosis. This is important. I'm glad Dr. Muhammad mentioned it. This is very, very important because when and I work in foster care, and quickly, they're so quick to diagnose a child with, ADHD and all of these different things. You want to put a label on them for life. But through your class, I'm like, oh, no. When I have a client, here we go. Yes, I will look in my DSM book 5. Yes, or I think it's 3 or 6 right now. But I will look in my DSM, and I'm here. Yes, and I'm able to challenge when someone comes to me, a case plan or whoever comes to me and they say, well, I think this child has ADHD. And I say, well, I don't think that they have ADHD, and this is why. And so these are my takeaways. These are the things that I've learned, and I'm so honored, and I'm so grateful. And we got the mother of them all, Professor Giorgio. Oh, you're the one, my first semester. Now I'm on 7 minutes. You're the one who said, LaShante, you got what it takes. And that's all that I needed to go further. That's all that I needed. That's all I needed. And so I'm forever grateful to you, to the department. Those of you who are watching, and I want to say thank you for family and friends who are here and who are watching virtually and who are here present. Thank you so much for supporting us, because we needed that support. To my identical twin sister, my amazing, handsome nephew, my husband in Nigeria, my mom, thank you so much for everything. I love you guys. Group work, and then I'm going to go. Group work. I never liked it, right? But I realize you need group work because you need your peers. You need your peers to carry you through when you're like, I can't do this no more. What papers due? I don't have the time. You're like, but it's your peers that help you with self-care. And so I'm so grateful to my peers. If I start saying names, I might get in trouble. Cassandra, Mariana, Ashley, Heather, like all of these amazing, Danya, who graduated before me, Chantel, who's working on campus. I am so very, very grateful, and I have the honor to even be working on campus through our department. So thank you so much. You guys rock. We did it, and we will continue to do it. Love y'all.
Wow. What do you say after that? Thank you, Rashanti. We appreciate you, and yes, I don't want to add anything to that. Seems like I don't see Madeline. Is she here with us? Oh! I'm hiding. Why? Oh my, okay, this is what the pandemic has done to us, right? People have changed. I'm like, this is Madri, right? Okay. My apologies. All right, this is your time. Welcome. Thank you.
I tried keeping it neat today. How do you follow that? LaShanti, just everything, loved it. Wow, well, my name's Madeline, for those of you who don't know me. I'm a school counselor graduate, which still feels really weird to say. And I'm so honored to have been chosen to speak at our ceremony today. When I look back at my experience as a graduate student at NJCU, it's been one hell of a journey, I'll say that. I started this program in the fall of 2019, and I can still remember that group interview, Dr. Wambu with Dr. H. Had no idea what we were walking into, did not know that that was gonna be a group interview, and problem solving at that. I was excited and I was nervous all at once, not knowing how I was gonna do in the interview. Clearly, it went pretty well. With that acceptance brought the possibility of so many new experiences and the opportunity to push myself to my growing edge. That fall semester came and went, not without its challenges, mind you, but in that struggle of balancing work, life, and grad school, a new family was beginning to take shape. A family I didn't realize how much I was going to need in the coming months. In spring 2020, the world seemingly tilted on its axis. Initially, when we all thought quarantine was gonna last 2 weeks, virtual learning was a welcome break, right? No commuting to work, to school, to home, finding parking at NJCU. But weeks turned into months, and months turned into almost 2 years. Despite this new challenge thrusted upon us, we persisted. We learned how to navigate Zoom classes and presentations, and even mastered the mute button. In all that, we also learned that it was possible to connect to one another via Zoom. Some of us who had never met in person were sharing the things that made us laugh, that scared us, and what nearly made us fall apart. We leaned in on our virtual family when times were hard to give us the strength to keep persisting. And we have. We've persisted. We persisted through a worldwide pandemic and all the challenges it brought. And look at us now. We are here, celebrating together, less than a week away from walking on stage and grabbing that diploma. Yeah. To my NJCU family, professors and peers, you gave me the strength when it all felt like it was too much. Through your support, you reminded me how important it is to sometimes take a beat, take stock of everything, and push forward. You have shown me the skills needed to become the school counselor I dreamed to be and know I can be. It's definitely going to be a process, but because of you all, I trust it. My hope for all of us is to continue to grow and help others do the same. Advocate for yourself and for those who need help. To my fellow school counselor graduates, let us be the change maker in our schools. In a post-COVID era, we are needed more now than ever to help the youth navigate this new world. We've encouraged each other, struggled together, and persisted nevertheless. Now let's celebrate together. Congratulations, everybody. We did it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm done, bye.
All right, so we're gonna shift gear, and this is gonna be your stage moment. So we're gonna call your name, and this is how it goes. So we'll call your name. Your name will be up here, right? So you're gonna come up to the stage, and Dr. Joju will give you a code from the College of Education. So we'll put that on you. A minute max, picture moment, okay? Just a minute, okay? All right? At the Prudential Center, your name will be called with the alphabetical order starting A, right? So why don't we start with Z today? So we'll go from Z, W, Y, okay? But your name will be up here. So just stand by, and then once your name is called, come up to the stage, okay? So that's how it goes. So we'll start from fall 2021 graduates. And not everybody was able to come here, and then some of you guys are watching live stream, so we'll call everybody's name, okay?
Lashante Williams Odedike. Jillian Wesley. Stephanie Vasquez. Martise Strishas. Heather Rich. Mary Norsha. Evelise Morales. Jonathan Gallego. Mariana Cordova. Nicole Cano. Sydney Burnett. Cassandra Altanor.
Go ahead, Cassandra.
Right, Spring 2022 graduates. Christine Zayas. Naya Williams.
Got on heels, it's still true. It's always you. I'm sorry, God. I'm so excited to have you. Come on down, come on over.
Samantha Santiago. Diana Sano. Mabel Sanchez.
That's Mabel.
Markindi St. Cyr. Kayla Rivera. Sarah Rapunkus. Alyssa Ramasar. Arusa Nasir. Alexander McCarty. Maria Magana. Madeline Leon. Annabelle Giacomi. Stephanie Hogan. Megan Hickey. Alyssa Gara. Rachel Fishbein. Ashley Escobar. Robert Daly. Gloravi Caban. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Wow. So I've been chosen as the closer of this event, and what an awesome celebration. Right? Right. Okay. So I'm going to go through the list of thank yous first, so I don't forget anybody. Let me first thank our speaker, Dr. Rodriguez, for a wonderful, thought-provoking message. Yeah, right? Okay. I'd also like to extend a special thank you to our dean. Dean Briault has not been our dean for long. She came to us last summer. And yeah, I mean, some of the changes and the support that she's given the College of Ed, but especially our department, has just been phenomenal. Thank you so much for your message today. Dr. Sadiq, I don't see him anymore, but he was not a student of mine. I was coming when he left. But congratulations, what a wonderful message. If I start talking individually about some of you, I think we'd be here all day. When Lashanti came to our campus, she was broken. Yeah, and most of our clients are that way when they come to us, whether they're school age or adults. As you can see, she's no longer broken, right? This is what you're all going to do, right? You're all going to change the world, right? So please help me in thanking our student speakers, Lashanti Williams and Madeline, right? Watching our students learn and grow into clinicians, and I'm going to get emotional. The clinicians that they are today is just an amazing gift, right? As an educator, it's one of the best parts of our job. Being part of that journey there's just no words. There's just no words to being part of your journey. So I'm going to leave it at that because it's an emotion that I'm not sure I know how to describe. Putting this graduation together was not an easy task between the COVID restrictions, and the university changing the date several times. This celebration could not have happened if it weren't for the hard work and dedication of Drs. Ogawa, Wambu, and Twazam, right? Years ago, when I was defending my dissertation, my professor, my mentor, he's now my friend Mike, made sure to extend a very, very important thank you to our family, husbands, wives, partners, children, friends, loved ones, as he said that without their love and support, many of us wouldn't have made it. He was absolutely right. I know I wouldn't have. And so let us take a moment to thank all of those who have supported you all, because without them, many of you wouldn't be here today. And so as the closer, I imagine I would be remiss if all I did was close. In fact, I wish to offer a proverbial opening, a new beginning. I wish to encourage each of you to spread your wings. I realize that this entails a certain degree of trust. Trust in your education, trust in yourselves, trust in your wings, trust in who and what you believe in, and ultimately, trust in the process. Most, if not all of you, will fall, maybe even a few times. That's okay, we all did. Our wings are bandaged and stitched and bear the scars of all those times we have fallen, and each time it created an opportunity for us to learn and grow as clinicians and as human beings. Now, we use these lessons to help others in need who may be going through the same or similar struggles. That's part of being a clinician. I wonder how different this world would look, not if, but when the day comes that there's a school counselor available to every child that falls, to help them back up, or when anyone of any age, any socioeconomic status, gender, race, culture, sexual orientation, or anyone in distress of any kind falls, a clinical mental health counselor is there to help them back up. Yeah. Can you imagine a world like that? I don't know about you, but I have to. Without that hope, how could we do our jobs? The philosopher Confucius said, "Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." It takes a village to rise us up, to educate, to support, to love, and finally, to let go. I am truly honored to have been a part of your journey. Excuse me. A part of the village that has raised you up. Today, I gently push, well, some harder than others. Today, I gently push each and every one of you out of the nest and invite you to test your wings. If you get tired, and you will, learn to rest, not to quit. Learn the importance of self-care and that most things in life take time and balance. Don't be afraid to dream, for the world is filled with opportunities, chances, challenges, and pursuits. Our wings are a glorious gift, and what we do with them, our gift back. And so the class of 2021/2022, I congratulate you and close with a quote from Rumi. You were born with potential, you were born with goodness and trust. You were born with the ideals and dreams. You were born with greatness. You were born with wings. You are not meant for crawling, so don't. You have wings. Learn to use them and fly. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. What an amazing ceremony it has been. I hope that's how you feel. But to crown it all, we have quite a bit of time. Actually, we've done pretty well with time. So hang around, take pictures, and as you do that, we have some little refreshments on the other side of the room. So please feel free to walk there and have something as you mingle and meet with those that you've not met for the last 2 years. With that said, thank you everybody for coming, and we wish you the very best in your next endeavors. Thank you all.